let's talk first about the technical aspects of how to make a score video. So for this piece, I had a recital recording that was audio only. So I have, and it's public domain. This is a piece written in the 19th century, so it's copyright clear and royalty free. That is an issue that you need to consider when you're making recordings of music. But if it's your own recording and it's of a composer that lived before the 1930s, it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is get the score. And this Mendelssohn, this particular song wasn't available on the Petrucci library, which is where many of them are, but I did have a copy, a printed copy of this book of songs published by Alfred. So I scanned those 4 pages and made a PDF file using Adobe Acrobat. So the short way of doing that is to scan 1 page at a time using your scanner software, and then to use Adobe Acrobat to create a PDF, merge files into a single PDF. There are 4 pages, so I merged them, each individual scan, into one. This is preferable. Using a flatbed scanner is better than using a cell phone to take photos of the score, because it'll be warped and difficult to read. So if you have access to a scanner, that's going to be a good investment. All right, and then you'll want to take screenshots of each individual system. So on a Mac, that's Shift-Command-4. But you can also, and you drag a box around the system that you want. It'll create a picture, and then it will save it to your desktop. Once you have all your photos, one of each system, you have the basics. You need the MP3 file as well of your recording. Then you open a video editing tool. So here is iMovie, which is the free video editing software that comes with Macs, but you can also find free video editing software for PCs as well. So then you start by importing your audio. So I found in my iTunes library my recital recording, and I dragged that in on the timeline. And then I listened to the recording and noted where the page turns are, or where each system ends. And as I listened, I played along and pressed the M button, which will create a marker with these purple markers right here. So every page turn, or every system end, I marked with a marker. You can do it this way, or you can manually load, drag in one photo at a time and click and drag it to be the right length. So I created these markers, and then I just dragged in the screenshots, and then you'll manually adjust them just to make sure that the length of each photo is right and it matches up with the end of each system. So that's the basics of creating a score video. And then once you've gotten your basics in there, you have the score and the recording. Then you also, in iMovie, you want to make sure that there's no funny effects added, like Ken Burns or scrolling or something like that. So you select all of your videos, and then check up here, make sure that it just says fit, and you don't get the Ken Burns effect, which is good for photos but not good for scores. So click on fit, and that should be just plain simple background. Okay. Okay, and then once you're happy with it, you'll want to preview it, of course. You'll export it. So File, Share as a file. And you want to, in general, pick the highest resolution possible. So for this one, 720, 1080p is the highest that I can do, so I'll do that. Quality, medium is okay. Compress, better quality. And then you want to check this file size here. This is a pretty 149 megabytes isn't too bad. Once you get to around a gigabyte or so, I'm going to boost this. I'm going to say high or best. Two gigabytes, that's too big for me on my computer. So I would do high. Anything under a gigabyte is okay. And then you export it and it will appear as a file in your desktop. And then you can log into YouTube. If you have a Gmail account, then you have a YouTube account, and just click and drag your movie and add the description of the piece. You might want to include the text and the translation, some information about the performers. If you're using somebody else's recording, you want to give credit to them, and also note that this is for educational purposes and is under fair use. Eric says he's done this for a couple of pieces. That's very helpful. Eric, what software do you use for this, for your score videos?
I use Adobe Premiere. I have a Windows computer, so I don't have iMovie.
And Adobe Premiere is free for students, for Cal State Fullerton students. It's part of the Creative Cloud suite. You need to download it through the portal under software. Log into the portal, look for software, get Adobe Creative Cloud. I've used Adobe Premiere to make some virtual choir videos. So it enables you to lay more than 2 videos at a time. That's one of the limits of iMovie, is you can only do 2 videos at once, which is fine for a score video, or it's fine if you wanted to make like a duet or solo. But if you wanted to do like one of these multi-screen virtual choir videos, you need something like Premiere.